Hey, what's up, man? You look so busy. What are you doing now?
Oh dear, I'm just doing revision and reviewing of a documentary.
Oh, I hate multitasking. It drives me crazy.
Come on, it's so common in Hong Kong.
Yeah, I can see that happens in city every day as well. But what's the difference between boys and girls, and what linkage to the year that TIE University?
You've got the right person. I'm investigating this issue, and I guess girls are better than boys in multitasking, according to some research online, especially for those senior students.
Really? Just do the experiment to see whether you're true or not.
In this experiment, we have set up a questionnaire to randomly ask 40 target students in CTU. By analyzing the data collected, we hope to have an investigation on their multitasking habits and relevant conditions, so as to see whether our hypothesis or multitasking phenomenon in CTU is correct or not.
On top of doing surveying, we have also provided a game to test participants' instant ability on multitasking. This assessment is composed of a little game which starts adding tasks by certain periods of time. Those tasks require players to control different keys on keyboard, and accumulated time will be counted after they lose. Their ability on multitasking will be classified into different levels: beginner, elementary, advanced, and master, according to the average time duration in 3 attempts.
After completing the questionnaire and multitasking test, we will ask their opinion on previous performance. For example, we will evaluate the deviation of their initial expectation by comparing corresponding actual score in the assessment, besides discussing what factors are affecting their multitasking ability during the experiment.
You two guys finally come, huh?
I can't believe Emir and I had been seeking suitable students for our project data collection.
Yes, finding 40 qualified students was never an easy task.
Okay, making us so clearly is surely more important than popularity to a certain extent.
Yes, we both know this, of course. Cliff didn't mean that. So what it happens on hands now, and it's better to make it legally and presentable.
The
answer is here.
In order to acquire reliable information at the very beginning, we have to make a mutual definition about multitasking in our following experiment. In cognitive psychology, multitasking is not only defined as performing more than one single task at the same time, but also rapidly switching attention between them. But how our interviewees perceive multitasking at the first glance? Surprisingly, only 37.5% of them consider switching attention from one to another is also part of multitasking. The rest of the proportion only notice and agree with the first part of the definition, which meets the attention part.
Apart from the common understanding towards multitasking, we've also investigated the daily multitasking pattern of participants in different genders. In fact, in our survey, 85% of males and 90% of females would spend at least a quarter of the day to multitask. Leisure time in this case are the most prevalent circumstance to multitasking in both sexes, following by doing sports and studying. Generally speaking, there is no significant difference regarding perceptions towards multitasking in gender factor. Our respondents also perceive multitasking essential and its potential become a trend in the future.
Yes, of course, part of the perception towards multitasking can be assessed through answering questionnaire. But how our CTU student performance on a real task in our experiment? Let's see it.
Similar to questionnaire survey, we invited exact adults or the participants to play the game shown before for the 3 times. Their final score will be the average of 3 attempts at the end.
This chart summarizes our participant ability on this multitasking game in terms of gender and studying year. In this experiment, all of the players belongs to elementary level, and no one can access to the 4th game. Some female players even end the game immediately after entering the 2nd game in the warm-up session. Despite of the low score of our interviewees, we can see that senior students were slightly better at multitasking and they acquire higher marks in the game.
Other than objective measurements in previous components, we also collected personal opinion on their performance. Most of them find the game difficult. Once they need to monitor to a chart task, except the part they are concentrating. Some participants could not even realize the game was over because of their attention on another task. However, senior students could get a bit higher scores in general.
From our questionnaire, most respondents perceive that multitasking can help them saving time and increasing their productivity. In spite of the fact that elites would be susceptible to committing mistakes sometimes. In fact, not many interviewees, in terms of both boys and girls, really understood what is multitasking and what it requires on the other hand. Regarding ability to multitask, most of the interviewees consider opposite sex would have a better performance on it, whereas there's no significance in terms of multitasking ability for senior students in their viewpoint, although some junior students thought they were good at this.
Fantasy towards multitasking has long been a beautiful misunderstanding. Even some interviewees may think their computer techniques were not adequate enough to examine their maximum capacity on multitasking. We can still conclude that it is not much powerful as you thought. Time saving and increase in productivity are some benefits of it, of course. Instead, only with innate talent could it be handled without trouble. In most circumstances, multitasking will rather drive you to madness, no matter you are boys or girls, junior or senior students in the university. So, please be attentive and stay focused on one thing.